Carry on.
All right, Shalom. I want to give first and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem,
Yahushai,
Ba'Hashem,
Rakakadash.
Double honors to our apostles and knowledge of great millstone. Peace and salutations and blessings to you brothers out there, teaching the word in truth and sincerity on the highways and hedges. Shalom to the hopeful elect. This is the brother God I won.
This is Brother Khanat.
Yeah, we're just sitting here having a conversation, and we're deciding to make a video because America's completely through, all right? Everything we're saying has to do with America being through, and it's all scriptural, okay? And it just goes back and forth, one subject to the next. So that's how the Spirit's going to move here on this Open Forum show. Because
right, the title is America's Through, Open Forum. And Lord's will, we were talking. This can be a reoccurring thing, a reoccurring topic, subject. And like you were saying earlier, really, this is pretty much all our videos.
All our videos,
you know
are
I mean?
pretty much how America's through.
But I know, like, me and the elder, actually, we'll see each other and we'll be talking about the same things throughout the week, what happened in like the media and things. So, this is pretty much us, this Open Forum, bringing out all the things that have been reoccurring the last week, 2 weeks, about how America's just being through.
Yeah, let's just start here on Matthew then.
God, you want me to start from the top or? Well, I start. No, I'm gonna start up here. This is This is Matthew's 24. I'll start at 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, or Messiah, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
And that's exactly the time we're in right now, because that's all we're hearing about is these wars. Okay, we just seen on the feed Netanyahu saying Iran. He's saying they got the nukes, they got them tucked. He said they got the secret nuclear warehouse, which they do have one. Okay, and Netanyahu spooked out because he knows they're going to use it against them. But that's the end right now, where it's a rumor right now. And this guy's bringing it out where he's bringing it out in front of everybody at the UN Security Council. Yeah, and just the other day, Trump, he's getting laughed at.
Yeah, he was the big joke, man.
He's a big joke. A bug out, man.
Yeah, because the first Security Council where Trump was there, when he spoke in great boldness, and everybody actually stood silent. They didn't know how to respond. They were taken as a threat because no other man has went into that position and flexed his muscles or didn't take it as serious as anybody else. But now they're just laughing at Trump now.
Yeah.
Because nobody's taking Trump serious. And Trump was like, oh, I think they're laughing. They were laughing with me.
Yeah.
And
they're laughing at you because this Brett Kavanaugh thing, right? This thing that's going on with the Supreme Court justice. This is like global. You got people in Europe, and they're like watching it primetime television, man. They're really into this shit, and they can see it. They're saying this really is like showing you the divide within the people, man.
Yeah. And if I can say this real quick before we go back into the scripture, I actually had a conversation with a so-called Jew, one of my clients, and he was actually very interested in this case, and we were talking about it, and he said pretty much the same thing. On both sides of the spectrum, the Democrats and the Republicans, they both have the same ideas of what happened. Or the Democrats, they believe the woman, and the Republicans are saying that it's fake news. They know that it's there's higher powers to be that are actually maneuvering, making these things.
And there's some people saying that you should kneel, kneeling is okay. Then there's some people saying you shouldn't kneel. That's the divide. All right, people are bugged out. Okay, there's a divide between all these different things.
Oh, you know what? We can get another scripture real quick. Mark 3. This is Mark 3 and 20. I'll start at 23. And he called them unto him, and he said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan?
Yeah, because they came to the Lord saying he was he was in the spirit of Satan. Yeah, he was casting out Satan.
God. So
how does that make sense? Keep going.
It says, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's going on in America, right? America we're fighting within. There's no unity, okay? But the American Latin mottos, El Pluribus Unum.
Something, yeah.
I mean, like, but many of us are strong, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the fasci, all these things, all these symbols. But America's completely divided right now, ideologically, morally,
socially, everything,
economically,
yeah, economically,
more so.
Well, religiously.
Heavy,
because America is known as this country of many nations coming as one, but really all those nations are divided.
Yep.
Just as it talks about in the book of Daniel about the fourth beat, the what is it called? The legs and the feet, the toes. They were part iron. The toes were part iron and miry clay because they mingled themselves amongst men in these nations, but they weren't strong because they couldn't come together. This is Isaiah 19:2.
Yep, and the Romans, and the Romans, they collapsed because they weren't together, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they got strong wind when they got them tribes not to invade them anymore. Okay, so but as you can see, America is totally collapsing. Everyone's against each other, and a lot of it, like we're saying, it's economically, racially, okay, which is in the scriptures,
politically,
yep, which we're seeing right now with this Kavanaugh shit. Everything that's happening right now is just proof to the scriptures, okay, and that the time we're in is towards the end. Okay.
Time. This is I know we jump in. This is Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
And this is Egypt. Okay, we're here in Egypt. At the time of Isaiah, they already were in Egypt, but now this is speaking about a future Egypt. Keep going.
And they shall fight everyone against his brother.
Yeah, that's exactly. You have Esau. Oh, bro, they're saying that. Oh, I seen a thing on the feed. Esau pretty much is a senator or a congressman. His daughter came out and said her father was raping her, touching her, molesting her ass, right? And the father is denying it and saying she's coming at him because she disagrees with his right-wing
policy.
His politics.
Politics, yeah.
Yeah. But so she's like hardcore on the left politically. She's going against her father, who's a congressman. Who's on the right, but she's saying that he was molesting her.
Well, he probably was.
Yes,
and that's really now that's starting to come out. That's Edomite culture. That's Edomite culture is for
especially for your senator.
Oh, bro, like the client, the so-called Jew, right? I was like, yeah, what did you do on the weekend? You know what he did? He took his daughter a father-daughter trip out to Seattle, just the father and daughter. You know, what do you think is happening? These so-called white people are sick. So now what's happening is Esau, his way of living is starting to be uncovered. Everybody's starting to see that he's actually the face of rape. He's actually the face of extortion, of murder.
Yeah,
you see?
If I had a daughter, I'd never go on a father-daughter trip, man. What the fuck?
A yearly father-daughter trip. So when they're a baby, so it's all so. But Esau kept all that in his community. The men touching the daughters and the boys. But now it's starting to come out, even if it's coming out like this, right? Yep. It says, and they shall fight every one against his brother and every one against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom.
Yeah, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. You got red states, blue states.
Mm-hmm.
Then even here in California, if you go to places like Sacramento, right, it's more on the right. People are more. It's more Trump. But that asshole. Gavin Newsom, he said about California, he said we're a red state with just big with blue coast, meaning that California, man, is divided, okay, politically. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, you go and they're super racist. Here in the Bay Area, it's super racist here.
It's super racist,
which is also another divide. You're Jake living next door to Esau. And Esau's turning up, cursing you out, and that's on camera now. They're recording it. Jake's recording
exactly.
Esau spraying your house with his water, your neighbor,
And you would think that these things will only happen on the East Coast, down south, but really, the large portion of these things are happening over here in the Bay Area.
Yeah, the metropolitan areas, especially here in San Francisco and Oakland. Anywhere we're right here on the water. We're actually on the actual damn bay. It's hell out here. People are bugged out. Fighting for food, breaking and entering, hitting licks.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Apple.
Bro, Apple got hit. 9 times this month, all over through the Bay, you know, and they probably stole close to like $1 million, you know.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
They could have, because each lick you can get 20 to 30 to
20, 30, 40.
So a couple $100,000 probably hit them for $500,000, maybe 250,000.
That's bands,
you know.
And them niggas just hitting them licks. Why? Because they're coming against their Egyptians. They're set up against each other. Okay. Keep going.
It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof.
Yeah, and it's falling right now. Okay, the spirit of Egypt is falling right now. Everybody's getting more grimy. Okay, everyone's not unit. That spirit of America. Ain't nobody want to stand for a fucking bullshit ass American anthem. You know, Pledge of Allegiance. You know, if my son's going to spirit, if we still here, my son's in school, I'm gonna tell him, say, don't stand up for that shit. Fuck that, man. You know, we're in a different America. You could do that now. You know, I remember like fuck, man, I didn't even think about kneeling. You know, that wasn't that wasn't a thing growing up. You know, it's like you just did it. Like you didn't really believe in it. You know, but I remember some kids were actually like, you know, they actually believe that. I didn't really believe in this shit. Something I had to do. You know, because everyone else was doing it.
Right.
But now people are saying, fuck that. That's the right spirit to be in. Why? Because the so-called white man is the devil, and people are waking up to it, and that spirit of Egypt is falling.
And I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards.
Keep going.
And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord.
Hey, and that's exactly who's in power right now, man.
A very cruel lord.
This guy is Trump, and even the people on the political so-called left, they know that. They know that more. They really dead set on. They think this guy's like Hitler. They think he's like. They act like Hitler's like, you know, the devil, you know, for these bug outs in the political.
Because he's going to change. Because he's like a really fuck Obama. He's a symbol of change. You know?
Yeah.
But all for the worse. See, people see him as all for the worse. You know, but because they never had, you know, Esau's comfortable. You know, but now you know, Esau's shaking things up for Esau.
As a spirit, we just saw that Mike Epps clip, right? That was 7 years ago. And the nigga said, he's like, man, there's a black president. You can't tell me shit. Yeah. He was feeling good.
He's feeling good. Yeah.
He was in his pump.
Yep. You see how he was walking? He did a little walk. Yeah.
He said there's a nigga in the White House. Niggas was feeling good. Are niggas feeling that way today, man?
Nah, not at all.
Not at all, man. This is a totally different spirit, man. This spirit of Egypt is totally fallen, man.
And the fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts.
That's right. That. If you could go back,
this is Mark 3 and 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, the kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but has the end.
Yep, and that's right now. Okay, that's right now. You keep going.
Yep, it says, no man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the so-called white man did, okay? He bound the strong man, and then what did he do? He went in and took our house. But in the spirit, America is not strong. America is weak. It's completely divided, all right? And then the so-called white man, he's Satan. He's divided against himself. Even going deeper within the so-called deep state and above them, the actual Illuminati, right? Central bankers, the Rothschilds, okay, the Edomites that profited off the generations that profit off the slave trade.
Yep.
Okay, that profited off of the opium trade. Still, you never changed them.
Yeah, you never. Yeah, you still doing.
You the same
trafficking.
Yeah, you ain't never stopped.
You just modernize your techniques. That's all you did.
Yeah,
you just modernize according to the times that you were in. But you have your hands still in the same thing: drug trafficking, sex trafficking, okay, pedophilia, the slavery. You have your hands in the biggest money makers that can be: finance. You control everything, right? So you control all sides. So you benefit off of all sides. War, War is a big racket.
Huge racket.
You know, so the elites are the ones who have their hand in all these things. And in the same way they got these riches, or the same way America's being established. Can I bring out this scripture real quick? This is Psalms 7:15. He made a pit and digged it, and it's fallen into a ditch which he made. So America established. America was established on the principles of really a rape, robbery, murder. Now all these things are being brought up. Now Esau, he's being looked at as a man of death. So the same way that you created this society is the same way you're going to fall. By the same witchcrafts, you're going to fall by those same witchcrafts. All those things are going to fall. They're going to fail. You see? So you dig this pit. And who did you have fall into? You had Jake fall into that pit. You had Jake. You had the other nations fall into that pit of your wine. Okay? You put them in slavery. Put us in slavery. Mm-hmm. So now what's happening? All those, you're reaping what you're sowing now, basically.
And then also the so-called white man, the way you run your society, your economy, you're taking all this debt.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're going around, you're just picking beef with all kinds of nations that are powerful now.
Yep.
Right. At one time, you were a big bully on the scene, and we know in the scriptures. Now we don't have to go to it. And Obadiah, you're small amongst the heathen.
Yeah.
Right, and everyone knows that you're proud. That's why they're laughing at you. This nigga Trump, yeah.
And if I could say something too, and you're doing all this, right? But the majority of population are on opioids. They're homeless. They're just totally through. They're in debt. So how can you sustain a society when the people of the society have to actually run it?
You're worried about abortion. A lot of these people they're worried about banning abortion, but they're going to force abortion pretty soon, man.
Yeah.
There's going to be forced abortion. That's children. There's already forced vaccines. All right, they're going to be there's loopholes. They're like, we got to close the loophole. People are doing all these loopholes in California, and now we got to stop it right now. We got to make laws. Yeah. So you got to rush to get your kids fixed.
That's hell, bro. If you have any kids in this age.
Yeah. And then if you miss the date, your kid's going to be through. This place is hell. But why is that? Because the so-called white man, his society is totally through, man. Right, and he's digging this pit only for the collapse on him. He's going to collapse the economy, right? He's gonna NFL, right? The NFL, this shit is in a decline.
That shit's through, bro.
It's in a decline. No one gives a fuck.
Bro, nobody even cares about it anymore.
People are like, this is ridiculous.
Baseball, all that.
Baseball's super through.
Yeah, that's the sport of America.
But the only thing hot right now is golf because of my nigga Tiger.
Yeah, the Jake.
Because of one nigga.
Yeah, one nigga.
Nobody knows shit about golf, but everybody knows Tiger hot.
Yeah. Oh, tennis. Who knows about tennis? Serena.
And Osaka.
Osaka, your girl Osaka.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
This is verse 16. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealings shall come down upon his own pate. Right,
because the so-called white man, when he really, that pit is when he starts that R4D microchip, Because when he starts that RFID microchip, that's when and then all the thermonuclear war is on the cusp. And all other nations are going to destroy this place. He's going to think he has this new world order ready to go. All right, and then he thinks him destroying America is going to annihilate all the Israelites. But the elect, we're going to be on them chariots, man. We're going to put your ass in slavery, little woman. This is what the guy thinks. He thinks because they want to destroy America. That's in the plans. Putting nukes on America, killing Netanyahu, killing the so-called Jew. Because even within the so-called Jew, they're divided.
Yeah, Satan divided against Satan.
Even within
even within the elites are fighting.
Yeah, because you got the so-called Jew and the non-so-called Jews, right? Amalek and the other Edomites. Mm-hmm. And then even within Amalek, you got them beefing. Mm-hmm. And that's the main families, okay? The pro-Zionist, anti-Zionist. And then you got some bugged out Amalekites, But they got bands too. Mm-hmm. They be running shit too, man. Mm-hmm. Them Arabs.
Got crypto Jews.
Crypto Jews going to the Arab, like the
Saudis, the royal family.
Yep, those are crypto Putin.
Those are all Jews. Because the big time oligarchs of Russia.
The niggas in Iran. What was that dude before? He was a for sure so-called Jew. Started for A. I forget, but he was a fucking Edomite. So-called. He was actually a crypto Jew, So yeah, even within them, they're divided. Okay. I can read it. It says Matthew 24:7. For the nation shall rise up against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Oh man, there's earthquakes all over the place. I think there was a big one recently in somewhere out in the east, out in the far east.
Yeah. South Asia, like
somewhere in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, I think it was like there were because if you're tuned into like CNN, you really don't know what's going on the planet Earth. You really don't know what's going on. Like North Carolina got hit with that hurricane.
Weak ass hurricane.
Well, you had the Southeast Asian countries getting hit and thousands of people dying. You know, these different earthquakes. So that's one thing that's not being reported. But what this was going to happen is the Most High, he's going to intensify these earthquakes to where you're not going to be able to. Not only is he going to intensify the frequency, but he's going to intensify the strength.
That's a spirit. The 6.1 earthquake in Indonesia just happened.
See, that's a spirit. See? So that's what I'm saying.
God
and we don't know if those hurricanes. I'm not hurricanes, but what do they call them after
tremors? Well, after hurricanes turn.
Well, you have tidal waves or tsunamis. Yeah, tsunamis is what really kills a lot of people.
But yeah, especially out there.
You know.
Yes, tsunami warnings. All going wild.
Yep. It says all these are the beginning of sorrows.
And this is the beginning of sorrows. We're in it. And you can see it. The brother was talking about the opioid crisis. Okay, that's a pestilence, man. That's a fucking disease. That's an illness, you know? People, and it's addicting, you're right? And people, and then you're playing the needles, you're sharing them. But now they don't even share them, man. They got all kinds of free needles, man. And the AIDS, right? That was a pestilence at one point. That shit, don't even exist. Man.
Yeah, don't even. Yeah,
only faggots got AIDS, and that's what they said in the beginning, and it's true. It's true because there's a professor, just real quick, some bug out researcher in one of these, I think UC Berkeley. He said that AIDS isn't like a disease that you can really like give to someone else. It's a lifestyle disease. He said that faggots live a lifestyle where your immune system just gives up. You're just doing lots of drugs, staying up. You get very little sleep, all kinds of drugs, and all the other faggot shit, right? But you're not supposed to do that. Just destroy. So your immune system just shuts down. It doesn't even want to fight anymore. So you just drop dead.
That's just disgusting.
So that's what happens to these people, right? But these motherfuckers get housing. This place is done, man. America is completely through. Yeah, bro. And, with that, it's beautiful. It says Indonesia 6.1. 6.1. That's a fucking big earthquake, bro. A bunch of motherfuckers are dying.
Yeah, it's always, all them damn Japanese always dying out there.
They fucking squashed.
Did you want to go into any more scriptures?
I think we could, right? Through spirit. Until next time, we're gonna give all praise and glory and honor unto Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Rakakodash. Yeah, until next time, we're just going to say Shalom.
Shalom.
Most likely, bring more of them earthquakes. Shalom.